Hi again from Ivy Green Allotments in Manchester. We're still going through a really dry spring this year. It's not rained for about 6 weeks, I think, properly. Some things are loving it, or some things are struggling. These poppies are absolutely loving it. And the bees like them as well. I think there's one in there. There he is. I've come today just to try and get some plants planted really. I'm going to plant a courgette plant because only one survived out of the seeds I planted. And then I've got some climbing beans, so that's what I'm going to try and do today. I've got our little space up here ready. All the fruit trees are doing really well in this weather. There's some plums. They're getting quite big at this time of the year. Right, so I've dug a hole just here because it's a sunny spot, just at the end of some strawberries. Because it's so hot, I'm going to make sure that I put something at the bottom of the hole which will keep the water in where the roots are going to go down into the soil, because to be honest, I mean, they're saying it's going to rain, but it doesn't always happen, so I don't want the plants to struggle. I want to keep them as wet as possible so that they get a good start. Okay, so I'm going to put quite a lot of water in the bottom of this hole because I want the plant's roots to reach down for the water and get a strong root system going. And then if we have got drought, an extended heat wave, when you water them, you can water them an awful lot in one go, and then they will survive on the water underneath, if you know what I mean. So I'm just gonna put a bit of normal soil over the top, get it to a level. And it's got a wood chip in it as well. Well, I hope that's okay. It's just that it was in the soil already, on top where the strawberries are as a covering. So I'm going to get the courgette. Out of its pot, and it's got an amazing root system there, so it does really need to come out of its pot and go in the middle of the hole. And I'm just going to a soil background, hope you can see. Basically, that's all you do. And I'm going to water it again after, because it is hot again today. I want it to thrive and grow. And if you watched my other video on how to plant potatoes, this is them now. They're just coming up through the ground. What I'm going to do today though, I'm going to water them, because it's a few weeks since I planted them. I think probably now they could probably do with some water. At first they just grow from the small seed potato, so there is some moisture in there, but now I think they probably need some well, they need rain, but I'm gonna water them first just to help. And this is the strawberry patch. I've just watered them because they were looking a bit dry, But I've noticed they are actually forming fruits. There's one that's going red. I just hope that we do get some rain at the end of this week, because I've noticed that rain is a lot better at watering plants than humans. It's just because it's natural. I just hope we don't have a really heavy downpour, because that won't really be good. I just hope it's nice kind of gentle rain, just to get the soil wet again. I saw that they were drooping a bit in the heat, so I just put some water down onto the soil, not on the leaves really, because you don't want to they can get burned if there's water droplets on the leaves and the sun shines onto it. It's like a magnifying glass. Anyway, they're looking okay, so hopefully have a nice crop. Okay, I've just had a rest and had my lunch. I'm just listening to the birds singing in the cherry tree, probably eating them, but there you go. That's nature. Now, what I have just done is I've dug a big round hole. I've put some horse manure at the bottom, which was quite dried out in the sun, and I've just saturated it with water. Then I've covered it in the soil that I dug out originally, and just absolutely saturated it again with a lot of water. So I'm going to plant now these climbing beans. So they need these poles, obviously. They need something to cling onto. So there's 7 plants, and I'm going to put 7 canes in this hole, equally distanced apart, hopefully. I'll try to gauge it. So for put one about there. I'm just going to put them in. So I've got them in an equal distance apart, and then I'm going to just make sure that they're going to stay in there. So this on. Some of them are quite new and some are old, that's why they look a bit different. Okay. Sure they're in the ground properly. Stable, hopefully. And the final one. About there. And then basically I'm going to put one plant at each pole, inside the poles. So there. Then I'm going to water them. I'm going to put a lot of compost at the top, because I think that'll help them to grow. And then they'll need to be tied as they grow. I might actually tie them to the poles a bit with string already, because some are quite big. So these ones are starting to send out a little shoot that will curl itself around the canes anyway. So, but sometimes they need a bit of help so they don't trail on the floor and something comes to eat them. And it's cooled down a bit now. It's gone a bit cloudy, so it's not quite as hot, so it's good. I don't want them to get frazzled in the heat. Okay. 7 plants have been planted. My favourite number, with 7 canes. Well, they've nearly been planted. They've been taken out of their growing pots and placed in the right place. Now I'm just going to add some compost, which is been made here. I just throw it on the plants, basically around the plants. And all that is a bit of paper. Okay, they're all planted. I'm just going to give them some more water. There's really, you can't really water things too much when you've got well draining soil. That means soil that doesn't get waterlogged, where things will rot. This is a bit on the sandy side, so it drains well. And they need water when they're young and in this kind of heat. So they'll enjoy it. And I don't know if I will tie them to the canes at the moment, because some of them even look like they're reaching out. I've planted them facing the cane, so that now should just twine itself round. And at the top I'm just going to go and get some wire or string, and I'm going to tie these together so that they're more stable. Okay, I think that's me for today, done now here. I'm starting to feel tired. Just wanted to say a few tips really on planting in this kind of weather where we are experiencing a drought here in the UK. Don't plant anything out, small plants, if they're tiny things, because they just won't survive the heat. Make sure you plant in the evening if you can. Or like I've done today, it was quite warm earlier. So just make sure you saturate the ground. Just put as much water as possible, that you can put in, really, because they'll need it. All the things that you can do after you've planted that I haven't actually done today really is you can put, well, here's an example of mulch. These are raspberries. These are my neighbour's now because she's got the other half of my original plot. But this is wood chip, chipped wood basically. If you put that all over the soil, it keeps the moisture in. And she's, with her strawberries, she's done a lot more than I have. She's actually put straw down, dried grass if you like, sort of all around the plants, and this keeps the moisture in, and it also stops the fruit from touching the soil, which is a good idea really, especially when these are spread out more than mine because they've only been planted fairly recently. But mine, they're more closer together and they're kind of higher off the ground, so I've not felt the need to put straw under them really. If you can see how they're all quite tall standing up. I mean, if you get bad rain they will drop to the floor, but usually I have enough for my needs and to give to, you know, friends and family, so I just really haven't had the time anyway to, it takes quite a lot of time putting the straw around. Yeah, so happy gardening, and I hope everything survives in this weather, because it's the driest, as I said before. We've been told on the news it's the driest spring on record nearly. Yeah, so just hope we get some rain soon. Okay, thank you for watching, and I'll keep posting as things keep growing. Okay, thanks again. Bye bye.